today's question: what should I eat pre and post workout, and is it even important? So this all depends on where you are training wise and how you train and your kind of goals. In the grand scheme of things, it isn't nutrient timing is not very important for most people. So in general terms, if you're training, let's say at 6 o'clock in the evening and you had a meal at 3 o'clock in the evening, you should be good to go. Now, if you're for pre-workout, if you're, let's say, heading to the gym and you're after work and you have no time to eat and you're going, oh, should I have a snack before I go to the gym? Look, if you had a substantial meal at 1 or 2 o'clock that had, your macros, your protein, carbs and fat, you're probably okay to train. If you think, oh, I need a bit of a boost, you probably have something simple like a light yogurt or a piece of fruit before you go training, or even a protein shake, so there's protein in your system when you train so your body won't break down muscle tissue when you're training. That's overblown again for regular people. The one thing I would say for most people who are regular trainers and go to the gym regularly, but they're not competitive, or they're not in pro bodybuilding, or they're not powerlifters or anything like that, what you want to avoid in any form of training, whether that's playing a sport or that's hitting the gym or whatever, is you do not want to eat a big amount of fiber before you're going to training. So you want to not have a massive bowl of broccoli or a big bowl of beans or anything that's too fiber dense. And the reason for that is digestion takes a lot of energy, and fiber is very hard to break down, and because of that you're going to feel fuller longer and your body's going to need more energy to digest that food. So when you're training, blood flow can be misdirected away to, well, not misdirect is the wrong term, but basically your blood flow is going to be working towards digestion and you're not going to have the same amount of energy you should when you're training. So you need to be mindful of that if you're going training. That's why eating, let's say, a big massive roast dinner, which would be a lot of calories anyway, an hour before training, probably not the best idea. Similarly, because your body's going to spend all that energy digesting food. Similarly, if you eat loads of fiber pre-training, your body's going to digest food. So that's where things like those protein bars with a lot of fiber in them, they're not the best idea pre-training, because they're high in fiber, it takes a lot of energy to digest them, and they're not going to give you energy in training. So that's pre-training for most people. If you're an athlete and all that kind of jazz, look, you basically need to think of yourself robotically going, I need fuel going into training. So you need to fuel yourself with the proper stuff. So that would involve, let's say you're playing a game midday, you need to do, night before, have regular food, whatever, good breakfast, so you're, happy with that. And then whatever food you feel comfortable with heading into a game. You don't want to have nothing that's really high glycemic that picks up your sugar levels and crashes it down. And then also you don't want anything that's, just all fat in case you poop your pants mid-game. Not the best look, I suppose. So, that's where a well-balanced meal comes into it again. Now, for post-workout, the big thing here was this post-workout, this anabolic window where anything you ate, you could turn it into muscle provided enough resistance training. And this is called from muscle protein synthesis. Can't pronounce that word right. But basically, it's hyper overblown for regular people. Basically, after you work out, if you, let's say you worked out at 6 o'clock, we use the previous example, you're going home at 7, and you're going to have your dinner after, and there's a protein, carbs, and fat in that. Brilliant stuff. Don't stress it out. Just literally, that's fine. Don't worry about it. If you work out different time, and let's say you worked out at 10 o'clock in the morning, and your next meal is until 4 o'clock. You're probably not giving yourself the best advantages to growing muscle and recovery. So in that case, you could have something like a protein shake or milk or something with protein and carbs so that you can replenish your glycogen stores and you've got protein in your system so your body can repair the damage you've done from training. But again, it's not a huge deal. It only matters if you're literally not going to be eating for hours. That things like protein shakes are very handy with regards to recovery. Then the last one, I suppose, we'll just cover this very briefly, is peri-nutrition. So that's literally gulping on protein shakes during your training. That really is only important to people who are in the upward limit of performance in their training, and they're probably dieting very hard, and they're going to have a protein shake during training just so they don't break down muscle tissue. For most people, and I'm talking about everyone realistically, you don't need to be drinking shakes during your workout. You really don't need it. There's no real added benefit for most people, and just a waste of money. But of course, if you like drinking them during workouts, then fill your boots, doesn't really matter. All right guys, that's pre, post and during workouts. For most people, it doesn't really matter. Just, you know, eat a normal meal before training. If you haven't eaten, let's say, in a long period of time, have a banana or something very light fruit-wise, because it's got a good, nice amount of sugar and fiber that'll give you energy, a balance. Have a protein shake maybe before workout. Don't have loads of fiber. Don't have one of those high fiber protein bars. And then post-workout, just have a regular meal soon after it. And if you can't do that, have some form of protein. Again, same thing: milk, banana. Pre-post workout, very similar stuff. Really actually helps you get going. All right, guys, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comments below. And as always, hope you have a good day, and we'll talk to you later. Cheers.